I have two words for you today. Do it. Equaling in meaning, take action, be active, make a move, take the initiative, exert yourself. It's like ready, aim, fire. In other words, do it. Nothing will get done about that thing until or unless you do it. You've been planning long enough. You've been waiting long enough. You've been hoping, wishing, trying, and praying long enough. And it doesn't matter if you have a little fear. If you can feel this thing, if you can see it, you can do it. And it doesn't matter if they say don't, because you are the only one who gets to say what is and is not possible for you in your life. It doesn't matter if you're thinking it's going to be hard or difficult or challenging. If it's for you, you must be willing to do the hard work. And you also need to know this. When God gives you something to do, when God places something on your heart, you can't just do the parts you like or the easy parts. You have to do it all. And if you can see the end, if you can feel it, if you dream about it, if you can taste it and smell it, and if you know that you will not rest until it's done, do it already. And listen to this. You got to do it with conviction and excellence. You have to do it with enthusiasm, even when you're doing the hard work. Do it with joy. Do it with passion. And do it with no regard for who is saying don't do it. Do it with your eyes open. Do it with your eyes closed. But pay attention to what you are doing it, when you are doing it, so you can keep track of how you do it, just in case you have to do it again. You know what? You know what you want. You know that you need to. You know that it's time to. And you know you can, even if you're not quite sure how. You know that where you are is not where you want to be, and what you have isn't enough for you. So why not just do it? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that you end up right where you are. And you know how to do that because that is what you've been doing. And I am positive that you now know it's time to do something else. So why not do it now? Do it. Now take this word, this excitement, this passion, this energy into this day with you. Look for ways to do it, whatever it is. Look for people to do it with. Put on your cape and fluff up your wings and whisper to yourself, look, Ma, I'm flying. Forgive myself for believing I should have done better when I didn't know how. You gotta forgive. They don't deserve to be forgiven. You gotta forgive, you gotta forgive. Then I started seeing it and hearing it. So then I studied it. I could probably do a doctoral thesis on forgiveness. Because I wrote a book on forgiveness after I did the doctoral thesis. Because what I discovered is the reason many of us don't experience the full benefit of forgiveness is because we do it begrudgingly, we do it out of force, and we do it on one level, in the mind. But in order for forgiveness to truly anchor in your body and free up your energy, you've got to forgive the thought, the feeling, the belief, and the action. You got to forgive on all levels. And most of us are just forgiven intellectually. So forgiveness was the first thing. And I had to forgive. Of course, I started out forgiving people. If I had time, I would tell you a funny story, but I had to start out forgiving other people. But in the end, I recognized I had to forgive myself. That was the hard part. I had to forgive myself for what I had made up about other people, what I had thought about other people, what I had said to other people, what I felt about other people. I had to forgive myself. So I cleared the decks first by forgiving them, thought, feeling, action, behavior. Then I fell face first into forgiving myself. The other thing that for me about the systemic family pattern
is most of us, I'm a spiritual psychologist and a spiritual technician. That's what I do. And what I learned is we are very loyal to our family patterns because they're familiar, they're comfortable. Better the devil we know than the one we don't know. So even though we don't want to be poor, we'll have a consciousness that'll keep us poor, or keep us sad, or keep us in drama, or keep us in chaos, because it's familiar. So that's when I started studying what I call DNTPs, dominant negative thought patterns, and how they manifest, and how they govern our behavior. Because everything begins with a thought. And the thought creates an attitude, and the attitude creates the word, and the word creates a feeling, or vice versa. The feeling leads to a thought. So I've been studying dominant negative thought patterns. So if you want to eliminate family pathology, you got to forgive. You got to tell the truth about what's going on. Don't call a duck a chicken. Call a thing a thing. This is what my mother did. This is what my father did. This is what they said. This is what it was for me. Yeah? And you've got to identify your dominant negative thought patterns. So in January, I have another doctoral thesis coming out called Get Over It. I couldn't think of nothing else to say. Get over it. Prayers and affirmations for healing the hard stuff.
It's not selfish to put yourself first.
No, it's self-full.
It's self-full.
It's self-full to be first, to be as good as possible to you, to take care of you, to keep you whole and healthy. That doesn't mean that you disregard everything and everyone, but you want to come with your cup full. My cup runneth over. What comes out of the cup is for y'all. What's in the cup is mine. But I got to keep my cup full. Say no to the things that don't honor you. No to the things that don't bring you joy. No to the things that don't bring you peace. And you don't have to explain your no. You got to have 101 different ways to say no. And your no matters. Don't back up on your no. Don't draw your line in the sand, and when somebody crosses it, you back up and draw another line. No, stand on your line, stand for your no, and stand for your yes. When you matter, you stand in your no and for your yes.